Hello everyone, and welcome to Week 5 of English 120. This week, we're going to continue to talk about the argumentative essay. I'd like you to read two essays, one by Constance Matheson called Harry Potter Among the Muggles, and that's found in the Conscious Reader on pages 185 to 191. I'd also like you to read Transformers by Chris Solentrop. That's found in the Conscious Reader on pages 74 through 77. You'll have two assignments. One will be to participate in the discussion forum. The other will be to write a class journal. And finally, you'll be completing your next comp class research unit, comprehending and assessing the appropriateness of resources. This week there's an extra assignment though. As you know, this is a class all about how to do research. So as you can imagine, it's really important that you know how to use our school library. So that's why I've scheduled a library visit for our class. The visit is scheduled for Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, from 9:30 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. and we'll be meeting in room 1772. I have a link here to the library page in case you need more specific information about the library. It'll be a face-to-face meeting, and the librarian, Stephanie Gross, will be giving us an orientation about the library, but also how to specifically use the library to do research for our research projects for this class, which are coming up. This is a required meeting. I realize that some of you work, or some of you have other engagements that you can't get out of on this coming Wednesday, but if you do have that, you are required to let me know beforehand that you will not be there. And you will be required to find time before Sunday at 11:59 p.m. to visit the McCarthy Library. If you go to the web page listed above, you can find out the hours. But you must make arrangements to set up that individual visit because there will be specific tasks that I'll ask you to do when you go. All right. Just a reminder, I've said this the last couple of weeks, but whenever you read something for this class, you need to actively read it. This week you're going to be reading the two essays that I talked about, Harry Potter Among the Muggles and Transformers. Please think about who these people are who are writing these texts. Actively read the text while you're reading it. Find out when they were published, what type of writing they are. Use your active reading checklist while you're reading in order to get the most out of these readings. This week, our conversation will focus on these two readings, and you're going to practice using logos, pathos, and ethos. Those are the real tools you're going to use when you're developing your own argument in your argumentative paper, which will be assigned next week. While you read Matheson's article, Harry Potter and Divorce Among the Muggles, and Chris Solentrop's essay, Transformers, I want you to think about what topics are being discussed in these articles, and how each author is appealing to logic, remember that's using logos, by giving examples of how he or she is using statistics and facts to strengthen his or her argument. How are they appealing to emotions, or using pathos, by giving examples of how he or she is using real examples with people in them to strengthen his or her argument, like a human face on the stories that they're telling. Also, I want you to tell me about how they're using ethos. What makes the author an expert on this subject? Is he or she biased or trustworthy? And how do you know? Use textual evidence from the text, quotations from the text to support what you're saying. Finally, do you think Matheson and Solentrop are successful in their arguments? If so, why or why not? Now finally, this week you are required to post at least your main post by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Last week and the week before, we had a lot of people not posting until late on Sunday night. That makes it virtually impossible for us to have a conversation. And you're not going to get a lot out of these posts if you're not able to go back and forth discussing what's going on with these texts. So what I would ask you to do is to please at least post your main post. That's the one where you respond to all of these questions in your own post by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. And then you'll have until Sunday at 11:59 p.m. to respond to at least 3 of your classmates. And remember, you can always respond to more if you'd like. This week, For comp class, you'll be completing, comprehending, and assessing the appropriateness of resources. Finally, for your reflections, for your journal, you're going to write about your visit to the library. What did you learn about doing research at a college library? How do you plan on using our library for research, for your own research project? Alright guys, that's it for this week. Next week we're going to continue to talk about the argumentative essay, but you're going to actually begin writing your own essay. We'll also be learning about our future research project, which will begin the following week. We'll start our unit on Jack London. So, I look forward to seeing you all online. Good luck, and don't forget to reach out to me if you have any questions.